gone to school for years to get a degree in your chosen profession. You're excited. You finally get to go get your dream job. You go to job interviews, and even though you're a qualified candidate, you don't get hired. When you make inquiries to the companies you interviewed with as to what you could have done differently that could have gotten you hired, they all respond with nothing. You are the perfect candidate. It's just we have a tattoo policy, and because yours can't be covered, you don't qualify. The problem is that the policies that many companies have require employees to cover their tattoos at work. It's an outdated policy, and it needs to change, as well as people's perception of someone with a tattoo. With this speech, I would like to see your perception of someone with a tattoo change, as well as I would like to see you make a change with your employer to get their tattoo policy changed. I'm going to talk about the true history of tattoos, the old outdated policies, what we can do to change those policies, and the outcome that you can see in companies that have already done so. Let's take a look at the problem. People's perception that tattoos are bad has only been around for about 200 or 300 years. The ban on showing tattoos at work has been around for a long time, mostly in the corporate world. Policies that require employees to cover tattoos with clothing or band-aids. Those who cannot cover their tattoos don't qualify for the job. They don't get hired. In an article written by Kate Lineberry called Tattoos, the Ancient and Mysterious History for the Smithsonian Magazine, she states that tattoos have been dated back on Egyptian mummies to 2000 BC. They used tattoos in a therapeutic role to alleviate joint pain. Some cultures use tattoos as a sign of higher status or nobility. And then there are some that just use tattoos in accordance with their religion. It wasn't until recently that tattoos were given the stigma that they are bad. In an article written by Keith Miller for futureofworking.com titled Discrimination Against Tattoos in the Workplace, an estimated 45 million Americans have at least one tattoo. That is the same as the combined state populations of New York, Florida, and Colorado. With so many Americans having tattoos, why do employers continue to discriminate against someone with tattoos? The way it is now, having a tattoo can not only prevent you from getting a job or a promotion, it can also get you fired from a job as well. Keeping these age-old policies not only hurts the person trying to get that job or that promotion, but it hurts employers as well, severely limiting the job applicant pool they are possibly missing out on the best qualified candidate merely by their appearance. The solution is a simple one. Remove or revise the tattoo policy. Specify that any non-offensive tattoos do not need to be covered. Many companies across America have already made the change to allow tattoos at work, but it's a slow process. In a survey I recently conducted, 100% of my respondents stated that having a tattoo that cannot be covered should not disqualify a candidate from a job. 66% of my respondents stated that there should not even be a cover-up policy for tattoos. The other 33% stated that if it's an offensive tattoo, they would understand why employers would want you to cover it up. In an article written by Kyler Alford for College Magazine, titled Tattoos in the Workplace, Deal or No Deal, he interviews Michael Daines, a former Seattle-based business executive. Daines states that when creating workplace tattoo policies, companies need to prioritize their values. Would you rather risk offending one customer, or would you rather open the door to the most highly qualified candidate for the job, regardless of their tattoos? According to Micah Solomon, author of How Rethinking Dress Codes, Tattoos, Piercings Will Improve Your Customer Service, Solomon states that allowing employees to maintain their own style of grooming allows your company to project how genuine you are as a brand to your employees and the customers they support. Your customers include the important millennial generation. They project their own style through tattoos, piercings, and interesting hairstyles. And for the most part, they are happy to see your employees do the same. With 45 million Americans sporting at least one tattoo, they are in every profession. They are doctors. They are firemen. They are nurses. They are police officers. They're military personnel. They're office professionals, and many, many other professions out there. By allowing your employees to choose whether or not they cover their tattoos, you as an employer are allowing your employees to be their authentic self. Doing so not only creates a happier current employee, but it will give employers a larger candidate pool when they go to hire. It is simple. When you have happier employees, they work 10 times harder for you. When you have happier employees, you have happier customers. Throughout this speech, I've gone over a brief history of tattoos, what we can do to change the policies, as well as the outcome of some companies could have if they updated their policy. The problem is the policy that many companies have require tattoos to be covered at work. It is outdated, it needs to be changed, as well as people's perception of a person with tattoos in general. It's time for me to ask you to rethink the way you feel about someone with a tattoo. Remember, they are doctors, nurses, firemen, police officers, and many, many other professions. Contact your HR. Find out what the tattoo policy is for your company. If there is one, ask them to revise it or remove it altogether. Do not allow someone's potential to be limited by a piece of artwork on their skin. Remember that story I told you in the beginning? It is our job to make sure that that does not happen to another job candidate. Today I'm going to leave you with a saying that I was told as a child, and I am now teaching my own daughter. Never judge a book by its cover. Thank you.